Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa and the name of this channel is called Gnostic Knowledge, and what I am doing on this channel is reading from a book. The name of that book is called Letters and Numbers, and it is written by Zachary K. Hubbard. You can get a copy of this book by visiting Zachary K. Hubbard's YouTube channels, Gematria Effect News or Gematria Effect Sports. And in the description of each video that he produces, he leaves a link for you to purchase the book. The book costs $5, the best $5 you'll ever spend in your life, because the information contained in this book, you won't get this information anywhere else that has been made available to the public. This information needs to be known by every single human being on this planet, and I hope that you will take it upon yourself to go and purchase this book and have it so that you can read it and consult it often. The information is just priceless. The book will come to you via email as a PDF file. So when you get once you purchase the book and when you get the email, make sure you save the file to your hard drive of your phone or your tablet, computer, whichever device you're going to use to read the book. Make sure you save it in one of those places, like your iBooks, your documents, or your iDrive, or whatever it's called. But whatever device you're using, save the file. Zachary K. Hubbard made sure he left the copyright off this book, Letters and Numbers, so that you could take it to a bindery and have it bound into a book for your own personal library. You can print it out if you like, create your own book, put it in, do hole punch and put it in a notebook if you like. That's what I've been doing. You can also upload it to lulu.com, and they will bind it into a book and mail it back to you, of course, for a fee. In both instances, even if you take it to a bindery, of course it's going to cost something, but it's not astronomical. It's reasonable prices from what I understand. Zachary K. Hubbard also wrote a second book, and it is called Number Games. Now, I pre-ordered my book weeks ago, maybe a few months ago, but the book is finally in paperback. It is now available on Amazon, and it has been placed on the bestseller list for pre-ordered books. And you can go and pre-order this book now on Amazon, and it should be released on October 13th. And if you could get a picture, that is Zachary K. Hubbard. He is the gentleman responsible for writing both the books, Number Games as well as Letters and Numbers. And this book has everything from 9/11 to coronavirus, and a lot of the information in the first book. You need the first book also, just to get both books, read both books. And as a matter of fact, when I finish reading Letters and Numbers, I plan to read this book as well, and I have it in PDF file format. And that's another good thing. If you become a Patreon of Zachary K. Hubbard at the $1 tier per month, you'll get both of these books in PDF file format. And as for Letters and Numbers, having it in the electronic file format is awesome, because there are 773 pages in this book, or 774, something like that. But the book is fantastic. The book is just, man, I am so glad he wrote this book. I am so glad I came across this information. And once you start reading this book, you'll be glad as well that you know this information. Okay, with that said, have I missed anything? Number Games. Oh, yes. If you don't want to order the book from Amazon, you can order the book from Zachary K. Hubbard's blog page, gematriaeffectnews.blogspot.com. The first thing you'll see when you arrive at at his blog page is the advertising for the book. And as you scroll down, it shows you how to purchase the book within the United States and abroad. And also read his blogs. Watch his videos on YouTube. He also has videos on, let's see where else, on BitChute. You can go and look at some of his older videos. If you look up, what's it called, Gematria Effect, or just look up Zachary K. Hubbard on YouTube, and you can get older videos as well. His work is just, man, it speaks for itself. And this code of letters and numbers, gematria is the encoding of numbers within our letters. So our letters are in fact numbers, and every word we speak has a numerical value. And when you know the code, you can do very, very crafty things with it, and that's what has been taking place. This country, America, was established using this code, and that's just what it is. This code goes back to Babylon. So all I'm going to say, please read the book. Please read the book. You make up your own mind. You try to prove this information wrong if you can, and you can't. So, kudos for Zach. I'm so glad he wrote this book. Also, Zachary K. Hubbard has a previous blog page called freetofindtruth.blogspot.com, and he had been blogging there for over 5 years. So there's a massive amount of content there for you to read and learn from, but the meat and potatoes of what gematria is in his book. So make sure you get both the books. If you that's what I would suggest, and teach this information to your children, because the generation that's coming up after us, they're probably will be the ones to hopefully get rid of this system. Hopefully I can see it be done away with in my time. Stop using gematria. Stop making sure someone has the perfect gematria to be president, to be in the NFL, to be in a movie, to be on the news. This stuff is sick. It's really demented, and the people that are behind it, it's up to the people of the world to put it to an end. And with that said, I will be continuing in chapter 18 of Letters and Numbers. And chapter 18 is entitled How the Media Programs the Purposeful Race Wars. And I am beginning on page 501. I concluded the last reading, part 2 of chapter 18, with Jonathan Walker. Johnny Walker Red. Jonathan Walker. That's who I concluded the last reading with, and part 2 of reading of chapter 18. And now, moving right along, page 501. And here we go. Up next, on December 8th, 2016, in Americus, Georgia, just south of the 33rd parallel north, it would be reported a black man named Minguell Kennedy Limbrick, and that's spelled Minguell Kennedy Lembrick. Okay? It would be reported a black man named Minguell Kennedy Limbrick fatally shot a white officer, 25-year-old Nicholas Smarr, Smarr, then escaped before taking his own life. As we decode, consider the gematria of Georgia and how it fits into the shooting and officer picture. It says, consider the gematria of Georgia and how it fits into the shooting and officer picture in the tradition of coded propaganda by the numbers. So, Minguell equates to 42 in reduction. Minguell equates to 93 in ordinal. Minguell equates to 60 in reverse reduction, E counted as 22. Nigger equates to 60 in the ordinal cipher. Nicholas Smarr equates to 60 in the reduction cipher. And police equates to 60 in the ordinal cipher. And I just want to be sure of that because he doesn't have it here. But I think Nicholas Smarr was in the reduction cipher. So give me 1 second here. Nicholas Smarr, Smarr. Yes, it's 60 in the reduction cipher. and police is 60 in the ordinal cipher. Nicholas Smar equates to 93, reverse reduction. H counted as 10. Nicholas Smar equates to 44, septenary cipher. NS, the initials Nicholas Smar, NS equates to 33 in ordinal. Police, 33 reduction. Race war equates to 33 in the reduction cipher. Following this story would come the tale of 4 black teens capturing one white special needs student and torturing him, even streaming it live on Facebook. Supposedly, the incident began December 31st, 2016, with the teens captured at a Chicago area McDonald's, and then came to a close after the January 3rd, 2017 torturing, which the media played small parts of while emphasizing race throughout the coverage. Let us first examine the numerology of the date of capture, noticing the numerology of 59. So, the date was December 31st, 2016. So, 12/31/16. 12 plus 31 plus 16 equates to 59. Negro equates to 59 in the ordinal cipher. Slave equates to 59 ordinal. 59 is the 17th prime number. Considering the number 59 is the 17th prime, and this was the first story about racial hatred to start the 2017 year. Wow. So let me reread that. Considering the number 59 is the 17th prime, and this was the first story about racial hatred to start the 2017 year. Okay, as for the torture coming on January 3rd, a date that can be expressed 1-3 or 3-1, and this beginning at a McDonald's, which is headquartered just outside of Chicago and symbolized with the letter M, the 13th letter, and is a brand name having gematria of 31. The ritual was clear to see. Let us not forget that in 2015, 31 years after the 1984 McDonald's massacre, there was a story of a mass killing in San Bernardino, the home of the first McDonald's, and at the same time, there were headlines of white police killing black teens in Chicago named Ronald Johnson and Laquan McDonald, meaning it was all pure mockery. Let us now examine the date of January 3rd, 2017 in numerology terms and recognize how it connects to 4 teens terrorizing 1 teen and to the word torture. So, the date, January 3rd, 2017, you would add 1 plus 3 plus 20 plus 17. That equates to 41. 41 is the 13th prime number. 13 written as a word equates to 45 in reduction. 13 written as a word also equates to 117 in the reverse ordinal cipher. Torture equates to 45 in reverse reduction. Torture equates to 117 in ordinal. Torture equates to 233 in the Frank Baconis cipher. 233 is the 13th Fibonacci number. The leader of the torture was said to be Jordan Hill, having named gematria of 59. The other parties involved were Tesfaye Cooper, Tesfaye Cooper, and the Covington sisters, Brittany and Tanisha, where Covington has ordinal gematria of 119. So, Jordan Hill equates to 59 in reverse reduction. Tesfaye Cooper equates to 59 in the Chaldean cipher. Okay. So, let me read this headline here. 10 killed, 29 wounded in MLK Day weekend shootings. MLK Day shootings of 8 people in park sparked by rival gangs, police say. 2 weeks after this incident, and that's referring to the incident I just read about Tesfaye Cooper and, no, let me go back to make sure I get the names correct. Yes, Tesfaye Cooper and Jordan Hill. So after the torturing of the special needs student. So moving right along, 2 weeks after this incident, there would be fatal shootings in Chicago and Miami during Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebrations. In Chicago, it was reported 10 were killed and 29 more injured, for a total of 39 people impacted, matching the age King was murdered at. Consider the word 10 also has gematria of 39 as well as 42. In Miami, the report was 8 people were killed between the ages of 11 and 30, generating a 113 sequence, reminding of many things, including the date King's assassin died in prison. On the 59th day of the year, February 28, 2017, 2 racists would be sentenced to prison for making threats at an 8-year-old African-American child's birthday. In total, they received 33 years. Adding to the race war, coding was the fact that one of their names was Norton, having reduction gematria of 33. So, Norton equates to 33 in reduction. Birthday equates to 42 in reduction as well. So, and the other headlines, and this is in Georgia, so this another headline, 2 more headlines regarding this story. So, racists assault a child's birthday party, yields long prison terms in Georgia. 2 racists received combined 33 years for terrorizing black child's birthday. And birthday equals 42. Boys, people, these people. Okay. Following these headlines, on March 22nd, 2017, it was reported that a white supremacist, a 28-year-old named James Jackson, had traveled from Baltimore, Maryland to New York City with the intention of killing a black homeless person, which he did, according to the news. The victim was 66-year-old Timothy Kaufman, Caughman, okay? As you learned earlier, Timothy has reduction gematria of 38, corresponding with death, and the word homicide has ordinal gematria of 66. Let us also examine how the name James corresponds with white supremacists, as well as the victim, keeping in mind the news broke March 22nd, or 22/3, a day after the supposed killing. So, white supremacist equates to 223, reverse ordinal. James equates to 223 in the satanic cipher. White supremacist equates to 74 in reduction. Timothy Kaufman equates to 74 reverse reduction. Also relevant is that the name James has reverse reduction gematria of 33. Same with the name New York and the word homeless. Wow. And the word homeless has reduction gematria of 33 as well. So I'm going to read that because, of course, I chopped it up. But here we go. Also relevant is that the name James has reverse reduction gematria of 33. Same with the name New York, and the word homeless has reduction gematria of 33 as well, corresponding with the ongoing race war encoding. This is likely the reason for the story of him traveling from Baltimore, which has one of the highest black populations in the nation, to New York for the purpose of killing a black man. Makes absolutely no freaking sense when you had people right there in your neighborhood. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Okay. Suspect in Fresno shooting rampage spoke about racial conflict, and black nationalism. Okay, moving right along. That was a headline I just read. But let me read the story underneath there. Kori Ali Muhammad, and that's Kori Alimuhammad, 39. Kori Ali Muhammad, 39, has been arrested in the shootings which killed 3 people. Police have not provided a motive in the attack. As he was taken into custody, he yelled out, "Allahu Akbar, Allah Akbar." And I'm sure I'm not saying that correct. And that is in no way being, I don't want to make fun of anyone's religion. I'm not trying to do that. But anyway, he yelled out "Allahu Akbar," which probably was, you know what it is, a lie. But anyway, he yelled out "Allahu Akbar." Fresno Police Jerry Dyer said, but officials emphasized that they were not sure whether this was an act of terrorism. Okay, so moving right along. On April 18th, 2017, a familiar narrative would transpire yet again. In this case, it was 39-year-old Kori Ali Muhammad, who was said to be a black nationalist. Consider his age in light of the history of Malcolm X, as well as Martin Luther King Jr. Adding to the coding was the date numerology of the incident, as well as the gematria of the location, Fresno, California, located on the 119th meridian west. So, the date was 4/18/2017. You would add 4 plus 18 plus 20 plus 17. That equates to 59. 4/18/17. 4 plus 18 plus 17. That equates to 39. Fresno, California. That equates to 93 reduction. S counted as 10, and of course 93 represents Saturn, but is also the reflection of 39. Okay, in the wake of the shooting, it was reported that Kori Ali Muhammad was responding to headlines from 6 days earlier, as well as other recent divisive stories. In case you have forgotten the headlines from April 13th, 2017, out of Georgia, they are to the left as a reminder, and it reads, police video shows cop stomping on black man's head. Ugh. To close out the month of April, on the 29th, the 119th day of the year, Officer Roy Oliver would reportedly kill 5-year-old George. Oh, I'm sorry. Not 5-year-old. That's my bad. To close out the month of April, on the 29th, the 119th day of the year, Officer Roy Oliver would reportedly kill 15-year-old Jordan Edwards. As you know, 15, written as a word, has gematria of 38, the fateful number. Further, this incident came on a date with numerology of 43, connected to killing and policemen. Teen equates to 44 in the ordinal cipher. Georgia equates to 44 in reduction. The date, 4/29/2017, you add 4 plus 29 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7. That equates to 33. 40 and policeman equates to 43 in reduction. Killing equates to 43 reverse reduction. Further, it was a day with numerology of 33. 4 plus 29, 4th month, 29th day. 4 plus 29 is 33. And the initials of the police officer, RO, equated to 33 in the ordinal gematria. 18 plus 15, 33. Let us also decode his name for more familiar numbers connecting to Freemasonry and the ongoing race war. So Roy Oliver equates to 58 in reduction. Roy Oliver equates to 139 in ordinal. Roy Oliver equates to 33 in the septenary cipher. Roy Oliver would surrender himself to authorities on May 15, 2017, a date with numerology of 47, fitting for a policeman. Let us also decode the name of the teenager, Jordan Edwards, who had name gematria connecting to civil rights as well as law enforcement. So John Edwards equates to 64 in reduction. S counted as 10. All right, another headline. Noose found in National Museum of African American History and Culture. This marks the second such incident within a week on Smithsonian grounds. Okay, on May 31st, 2017, the 151st day of the year, corresponding with the ordinal gematria of Jesus Christ, headlines would emerge out of the National Museum of African American History and Culture that a noose was found for the second time in a week at its location. Consider the first time this happened. It was not a national news headline, but the second time it was. In the New Testament, the word tree is used 5 times to refer to Christ's crucifixion on a cross. Those verses are found in Acts 5:30. Acts chapter 5 verse 30, chapter 10 verse 39, chapter 13 plus 29. Also in Galatians chapter 3 verse 13 and 1 Peter 2 chapter 2 verse 24. Consider the history of hanging black men in trees in the United States and elsewhere, as well as lynching. Isn't that symbolic? Symbolic. Just like this freaking code. Consider further the year MLK was assassinated. 1968, emphasis on 68. So the word noose equates to 68 in ordinal. Hanging equates to 42 as well. But let's see what cipher it equates to 42 in. So hanging, H-A-N, I'm going to say reduction, but I think that's what it should be. H-A-N-G-I-N-G. Yes, hanging is 42 in reduction cipher. I don't think you can see it, but yeah, it's too bright. But you could always visit gematrinator.com and type in these words or phrases into the calculator, and it gives you the numerical values of whatever you type in there. Okay, the next headline: LeBron on racist graffiti at LA home. Hate in America is living every day. N-word scrawled on gates of house. Los Angeles Police Department confirms. James, no matter how famous you are, being black in America is tough. You lying, you know what. Okay? Cleveland Cavaliers star is preparing for a season finale against Warriors. Okay, so moving right along. Days later, and this is after the Smithsonian incident. So, days later, the NBA Finals would begin on June 1st, 2017. And one of the top stories as the series got underway was the attack on LeBron James's house in the Los Angeles area code 213. Okay? Understand, Game 1 of the 2017 NBA Finals was LeBron's 213th career playoff game, and it came on June 1st, the day leaving 213 days left in the year, where the NBA Finals has reverse ordinal gematria of 213, similar to how racism equates to 213 in the Jewish gematria. So, NBA Finals equates to 213 reverse ordinal, as he stated, and racism equates to 213 in Jewish gematria, as he stated, but he has the decoding below. By the 2018 NBA Finals, I hope that everyone knows that the games are rigged, and so are the narratives that come with it, which are meant to program the mind's eye of the masses. It is not a coincidence that nigger was sprayed painted on his house in the 213 in light of the name LeBron James having the same gematria as nigger, as we know who is responsible. The same Zionist Jews who run the NBA that LeBron James works for. Son of a suckers. The same Zionist Jews who run the NBA, including the likes of David Stern and Adam Silver. And I do believe David Stern's already passed away, but during this time he wasn't gone yet. So let me look up David Stern really quickly here. Let me see. David Stern. All right. Davidstern. Yeah, he died January 1st, 2020. Good riddance. Alrighty. So, I'm going to read this chapter over again. By the 2018 NBA Finals, I hope that everyone knows the games are rigged, and so are the narratives that come with it. And this book has been out now about 2 years or more. Which are meant to program the mind's eye of the masses. It is not a coincidence that nigger was sprayed painted on his house in the 213 in light of the name LeBron James having the same gematria as the N-word, and we know who is responsible. The same Zionist Jews who run the NBA, including the likes of David Stern and Adam Silver. Also, for the record, the emphasized phrase "hate in America is living every day" has gematria of 151, which is the 36th prime, and which should take you back to what you learned in chapter 3 about 666, as well as LeBron James. And 36, when you add 1 through 36 together, it equates to 666. So 666 is the 36th triangular number. I hate all these people. It just makes no freaking sense. Later that summer, on August 12th, 2017, in Charlottesville, Virginia, undercover police posing as white supremacists and neo-Nazis would ignite a race riot in the most fitting of locations at a rally that was to protest the removal of a statue of General Robert E. Lee. In the midst of the violence, a police cruiser would reportedly ram a crowd of people. Notice the vehicle and headlines to the left. And I'm going to read that real quick. 1 killed, 19 hurt in a throng of counter-protesters at gathering. Gathering of right-wing groups in Charlottesville. Sorry about that. I had to decline a call at that moment. But, we're paying attention to the numbers here. I'm not in any way making fun of anyone getting hit by a car, but it's just the numbers all the time. But anyway, so he says, notice the vehicle and headlines to the left. 1 killed, 19 injured. 119, all-seeing eye, okay? If you followed the reporting that day, the media did not outright say it was the police that were responsible, but they did say the vehicle that did the killing was allowed into the enclosed area because police thought it was a police vehicle. The same media also acknowledged that the white supremacists and neo-Nazi had the same shields, batons, and boots that our police issued. In other words, they were putting the truth in front of everyone's face without fully accusing the responsible party. In light of chaos and rioting breakout, let us examine the gematria of the location as well as the accused attacker, who was said to be James Alex Fields, a contrived name to blame instead of the responsible party. So, Charlottesville equates to 89, reverse reduction. Chaos equates to 89 in reverse reduction. James Alex Fields equates to 89, reverse reduction. The name James Alex Fields also connected to the gematria of white supremacists, as did the location and the date, which meant it was all part of the ongoing agenda. James Alex Fields equates to 223 Frank Baconis. Charlottesville, Virginia equates to 322 Frank Baconis. Neo-Nazi equates to 33, reverse reduction. James equates to 33, reverse reduction. KKK, the 11th letter, 11 plus 11 plus 11, equates to 33 in ordinal. August 12th leaves 141 days left in the year. 33 written as a word equates to 141 in the reverse ordinal cipher. August 12th is the 224th day of the year. Law enforcement equates to 224 reverse ordinal. Wow. Hitler's speech found in home of U.S. man accused of killing 2 black men. Kenneth Gleason, 23, charged with murder after shootings in Baton Rouge. Gleason could face the death penalty, district attorney says. So, on September 18th, 2017, a date with numerology of 44 and 64, those infamous numbers, connecting to kill. The hate in the headlines would continue. Wow. On September 18, 2017, a date with numerology of 44 and 64 connecting to kill. The hate in the headlines would continue. This time, it was a white man who killed 2 black men, a 59-year-old and a 49-year-old. It was no different than what was reported on April 24th, 1959, with the lynching of Mac Charles Parker, the 114th day of the year, connecting to the ordinal gematria of history. If you're not familiar with that story, I recommend you look it up because he was kidnapped from his jail cell before his murder. From that day up to the present, there have been headlines of racial hatred by the same repetitive numbers, and the pattern will persist until the false Jews are put to rest. And their minion police and politicians and everybody else in high-ranking places, they need to be put out of business too. Let us decode the name of Parker, keeping in mind that 163 is the 38th prime, okay, and murder equals 38. So here we go. Mac Charles Parker equates to 163 in ordinal. Parker equates to 33 in reduction. Robbie Parker, 33. These suckers. Okay, and race war equates to 33 in reduction. KKK, 33 in ordinal. The date, 4/24/1959, that equates to 106. Authority equates to 106 in reversed ordinal, and prophecy equates to 106 in the ordinal cipher. And in case you're wondering, yes, it was the same thing with Emmett Till, the young boy who supposedly whistled at a white woman in Money, Mississippi, and who was murdered 34 days after his 14th birthday, August 28, 1955, being born July 25th, 1941. Emmett Till equates to 39 in reduction. MLK and Malcolm X dead at age 39. Emmett Till equates to 42 septenary cipher. Nigger equates to 42 in reduction. Emmett Till equates to 60 reverse reduction. Nigger equates to 60 in the ordinal cipher. Emmett Till equates to 181 Francis Bacon cipher, and 181 is the 42nd prime number. Blood sacrifice equals 257 in reverse ordinal. Ritual sacrifice equates to 206 in the Francis Bacon cipher. July 25th is the 206th day of the year. And 8/28/1955, you would add 8 plus 2 plus 8 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 5. That equates to 38. Death equates to 38 in reduction. Murder equates to 38 reverse reduction. 257 is the 55th prime. Sacrifice equates to 55. In the reduction cipher, S counted as 10. Satan equates to 55 in ordinal, and the synagogue of Satan. And in the name God equates to 55 as well. So let me see here in what cipher. I want to say ordinal. God is 55 in reverse ordinal, and they love killing the people of the Most High. Okay, moving right along. Again, for as long as recorded history, all the way up to the present, this code has been in place, people. It has been in place. Please wake up to it. Understand it, understand it, understand it. Consider November 20th, 2017. 93-year-old Robert Mugabe was forced out of his presidency in Zimbabwe on exactly his 39th week of being 93 years old, having a February 21st, 1924 birthday, the day Malcolm X would be assassinated 41 years later. Beyond that, his name bears the code, which is Robert Gabriel Mugabe, summing to 181, the 42nd prime. Woo! Even more, his title in Zimbabwe, President Mugabe, sums to 159 in ordinal, similar to black man in reverse ordinal. This should serve as a reminder that we are living under the New World Order. From the United States to Zimbabwe to nearly every other place on this planet, the same code is in effect, where every puppet is named accordingly and with a career planned from start to finish by the numbers. So, Robert Gabriel Mugabe equates to 181. 181 is the 42nd prime number. President Mugabe equates to 159 in ordinal. Black man equates to 159 reverse ordinal. Mugabe equates to 113 reverse ordinal. Robert equates to 39 reverse reduction. Robert equates to 33 in reduction. This is just really crazy, and I just need to take a screenshot of this really quickly for someone else before I move on and send that to them today. Alrighty, so moving right along, for yet another subtle stab at race by the code Okay, for yet another subtle stab at race by the code. Tiger Woods would return to the PGA on November 30th, 2017, 30 days before his 42nd birthday. Consider the word nigger has reverse reduction gematria of 30, and as we know, reduction gematria of 42. Okay, while we have not talked about the number 30, it is also relevant to the conversation, being coded into words such as Tuskegee. His return came after the story from earlier in the year where he had received a DUI on Memorial Day. Consider DUI has Jewish gematria of 213, same as racism, and Memorial Day has reverse ordinal gematria of 181, the 42nd fucking prime number. Okay, as yet another reminder that racism by the numbers will continue until the tyrants are put to rest. On December 13, 2017, a date having numerology of 42, so you would add 12 plus 13 plus 17, that equates to 42. Two notable black Americans were shamed in the media. On PBS, Tavis Smiley was suspended from his job for reported sexual misconduct, which he immediately took a stand against, saying the allegations were bogus, and PBS would not even provide him with the names of his accusers. Then at the White House, Omarosa Manigault was fired. Of course, this was fitting because she was part of the hit TV show with Donald Trump, The Apprentice, beginning when she was 30 years old, where each episode concluded with a firing. Even worse, she was hired to the White House at age 42 on a date with numerology of 42, January 4th, 2017, and you would add 1 plus 4 plus 20 plus 17, that equates to 42. In the reporting, they said she had recently hosted a wedding party with 39 guests, which did not treat the White House with respect. You lying bastards. Even Omarosa wouldn't fuck up the White House. It's just bogus bullshit day after day after day. Anyway, so where was I at? Okay, just think about that for a moment. 39 black guests in the White House, who were in part used as an excuse for her termination. Also worth mentioning is that when the news first broke, it was stated the morning of December 13th. She would be resigning January 20th, 2018, a date numerology of 59, Negro. Okay? Motherfuckers. For another numbers 42 and 59 combination on December 30th, 2017, the lone date of the year having numerology of 42. When you add the day and the month, 12 plus 30, LeBron James' birthday, more racism by the numbers would follow through the media. Before we get to that headline, consider December 30th, 2017 also happened to be a date with numerology of 59. 12 plus 30 plus 17, that equates to 59. For this day, they reported the death of Eric Garner's daughter, Erica, at the age of 27 after suffering a heart attack on December 28. Consider the name Erica sums to 27 in reduction, same as ritual. In light of her passing on a date with numerology of 59, let us not forget how the Garner family settled for 5.9, or that the word kill shares gematria of 59 with Negro, slave, and blues. Worth mentioning is that Tiger Woods, the two-part name which each part summing to 59, turned 42 years old on this same date, December 30th, 2017. At the same time, LeBron James, summing to 42 in reduction, turned 33 years old, sharing Tiger's birthday. Consider these are two of the most recognized men in the entire world of professional sports and symbols for major corporations, as we'll cover in greater detail in the chapter on rigged sports. Many professional athletes of all races have seemingly been birthed and named accordingly throughout history. Absolutely. And as a reminder, in light of Erica Garner's father being choked to death by a police officer wearing a t-shirt with the number 99 on it, in Tompkinsville, Staten Island, summing to 99 in reduction gematria, both the names Erica and Garner sum to 99 in reverse ordinal, and Erica Garner sums to 99 in the ordinal cipher. So ask yourself, what are the odds? It serves as a reminder that a lot of these stories are contrived for the sake of fueling propaganda, agendas, and division amongst the people. So the name Erica equates to 99 reverse ordinal. Erica equates to 99 in reverse ordinal. So let me see. Erica. Let me see what it equates to in each one, because I know it has to be two different ones. ERICA. So Erica equates to 99 in reverse ordinal. And yeah, so he put it, but maybe he meant to put Garner there. So let me see what Garner. Yeah, I think he meant Garner. He wrote Erica twice. Garner. So Garner, yes, 99 in reverse ordinal. And then the name Erica Garner equates to 99 in ordinal. So ERICA. Absolutely correct. So where he has Erica written twice, I'm sure he meant to write Erica and then Garner. But they do both equate to 99, as he mentioned earlier. So as we near the close of this chapter, I want to speak on one of the most symbolic moments in Black history in the course of the United States of America thus far. That was the Million Man March in Washington, D.C., led by the Nation of Islam and several other civil rights organizations. It was no coincidence that this event took place on October 16, 1995, the day leaving 76 days left in the year. In reverse ordinal gematria, Negro, slave, and blues all share gematria of 76. Related, the name Lewis, Louis, Tiger, and Woods all sum to 76 as well. So does the word symbol. Even more, October 16, 1995 was a date with numerology of 32, corresponding with the reduction gematria of Negro, as well as Lewis, summing to 32 in reverse reduction. Of course, the face of the march was Louis Farrakhan, who was on his 159th day of being 62 years old. You black man. Consider that in addition to 159 symbolizing black man, it also connects to Scottish Rite, and the word Mason connects to his age 62. Even more, Nation of Islam shares gematria of 58 with Freemasonry and Washington, where Washington is the headquarters of the ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. As for the name Million Man March, it sums to 74, like Masonic, but also like Muhammad, where Wallace Muhammad established the Nation of Islam July 4th, 1930, emphasis on 7-4 as well as the year 30. Bastards. It reminds of Huey P. Newton, summoned to 58, establishing the Black Panther Party, summoned to 74, in Oakland, summoned to 58. And it also reminds of Cam Newton with a Black Panther on the side of his NFL helmet, becoming the 58th quarterback to start in a rigged and scripted Super Bowl, which was hosted in the Bay Area, as we'll get to in the chapter on rigged sports. In truth, the gathering in D.C., known as the Million Man March, was probably more or less a sick joke. Having more than 1 million black men gather in the city named after a slave owner, George Washington, a name also summoned to 74 in reverse reduction. That is the point that needs to be understood and taken from this chapter, that we're being lied to and we're being mocked, and it is being done by a code, by people who expect we'll never do anything to stop it. That is where they're wrong, and that is why they're going to pay. The next time we gather 1 million strong in D.C., the crowd cannot disperse until the federal government and Masonic tyrant network are brought to an end by whatever means necessary. If that isn't our attitude, then the alternative is being eternal slaves to tyrants who will continue to treat us as demonstrated. Oh my God, this is by any means necessary. Thank you, Malcolm X. But man, whew. Moving right along here, I'm going to continue. Okay, I'm going to read this headline, and it's by, what is it? The Fix Analysis. Okay, An Ode to Slavery. New Minnesota mayor revives conversation on national anthem and race. Yeah, I just bet you did. Yep. Here we go. For that proof, consider what just happened in St. Paul, Minnesota and Helena, Montana to begin 2018. Race equals 18 in reduction. Yep, here we go. Where the first black mayors took office in each respective city, and where the mayor in Montana became the first black mayor in the history of the state. Not by coincidence, both of their names share gematria of 59 and 76, the same as slave, and the same as Negro, and the same as blues, showing that they are nothing more than stage puppets named accordingly. As we decode their names, Melvin Carter, MC, in St. Paul, and Wilmot Collins, WC, in Helena, notice the emphasized headline from the Washington Post, January 4th, 2018, focusing on an ode to slavery, referring to remarks made by Melvin Carter. So check this out. An ode to slavery equates to 59 in reduction. An ode to slavery equates to 76 reverse reduction. Melvin Carter equates to 59 in reduction. Melvin Carter equates to 76 reverse reduction. Wilmot, W-I-L-M-O-T, Collins, C-O-L-L-I-N-S. Wilmot Collins equates to 59 in reduction. Wilmot Collins equates to 76 reverse reduction. Slave equates to 59 ordinal. Slave equates to 76 reverse ordinal, you slaves. Mother effers. Negro equates to 59 in ordinal. Negro equates to 76 reverse ordinal. Blues equates to 59 in ordinal. Blues equates to 76 reverse ordinal. Tiger equates to 59 in ordinal. Tiger equates to 76 reverse ordinal. Woods 76 in ordinal. Woods 59 reverse ordinal. These mofos. For more proof, on Monday, January 8, 2018, or 1/8 or 8/1, corresponding with the gematria of race summing to 18 and 81. National headlines swirled about a racist new H&M ad that showed a young black boy in a hoodie sporting the phrase "coolest monkey in the jungle." In the full ad, the young boy is standing next to a white child who has a mangrove jungle survivor expert hoodie on. Oh man. Consider the black child is wearing a green hoodie and the white child is wearing an orange one. In Jewish gematria, green sums to 137, the 33rd prime, and in reduction, orange sums to 33, the same as race war. Even more, this was an ad for H&M having reverse ordinal gematria of 33. And anyway, I'm gonna these motherfuckers ain't no good, but I'm gonna show you guys the picture here. And that's the ad. I remember that ad too, when it came out. It's sad that we do anything for money, and a lot of times, man, I just hope this system is done away with. Stop the gematria. Gematria can be stopped if the people just stand up. If we just stand up together and just, hey, peacefully ask for these suckers to stop, and we got to get on board, because gematria is man-made. Gematria can be stopped. We gotta stop having that attitude that it can't be stopped. It can be, or we wouldn't have found this information. If all this stuff was organic, if all this is just how the world works, then we wouldn't even be knowing this information. But this is not how the world works. This is how the powers that shouldn't be is making the world work on a grand scale. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, moving right along. And don't tell me, is it about HIV? HIV positive ex-high school coach pleads guilty to sexually abusing 42 boys. 42 boys. So, of course, we know what that 42 represents besides HIV. So, let's get into it. On that same day, January 8th, 2018, headlines would circulate about a 30-year-old black man and former high school coach sexually abusing 42 boys. As we have learned, words such as slavery, Tuskegee, and nigger share gematria of 30 and 42. And in this case, the term HIV also has reverse ordinal gematria of 42. HIV, that would be H is 19, I is 18, V is 5. 19 plus 18 plus 5 equates to 42 in the reverse ordinal. And as a reminder, HIV was reportedly discovered in 59 in the Belgian Congo, having reduction gematria of 59. Even more, this story was out of Waldorf, Maryland, which when written as Waldorf MD has reduction gematria of 42. The city is also located on the 76th meridian west. Thus, this was nothing more than an additional mocking and race baiting by the code. So please, my people, black people, Hebrews, I identify as Hebrew. I don't care what you think, that's just what I am. But when we see 42, we know why. So please quit acting like this stuff is just coincidence. It freaking isn't. all the stuff. We've been lied to about everything. Every single race of people on this earth has been lied to about everything, but especially us growing up in America. It's just, God, it just kills me that people are just so, I don't want to say dumb. Hell, I used to be the same way. I didn't know none of this stuff. But when you learn some information, it is just, man, you need to share it. You need to understand. You need to understand. We all need to understand that all this bullshit we've been living out didn't have to be, doesn't have to be going forward. But moving right along. And this is just awesome because, man, this is from 2020. I mean, it is from a long time ago. I want to say, 2018 or so. But here's a Boondocks talking about a black woman president for 2020. And who do we have? Kamala Harris. And her freaking name equates to 42. And let me just be sure of that, because I believe it is Kamala. And I'm sorry, Kamala. It's Kamala Harris. But let me spell her name. K-A-M-A, Kamala. Yeah, her name Kamala equates to 42 in the reverse reduction cipher. Kamala. And let me make sure I'm spelling her name correctly before I be giving her. But it can't be nothing else. You're just being president for the 59th presidential election. So K-A-M-A, yep, K-A-M-A-L-A, Kamala. I just want to make sure I get it absolutely right. And here we go. Paste and Kamala Harris 86 reverse reduction. You better look out, Kamala. But yeah, 42 in reverse reduction cipher. So, moving right along. For yet another example in what appeared to be a more positive note for people of African heritage, January 8th, 2018 also brought calls for Oprah Winfrey to run for president in 2020. And remember, this book has been written for about 2 years ago. Okay, 2 years ago. This is how profound this code is. Kamala Harris, and all other people of my complexion, and which kind of excludes you, Kamala. But anywho, of course, 2020. Of course, that will be the 59th U.S. presidential election, and Oprah is a black woman. On the day of those headlines, many outlets called attention to the fact that the Boondocks predicted Oprah would win the U.S. presidency in 2020. Of course, the Boondocks has gematria of 59. And if you'll notice, the cartoon shown to the left is from that same program. And I just showed you the picture of Oprah in cartoon from the Boondocks. Okay, showing a paper with Oprah's face and the date November 8th, 2020. If you add the date 11 plus 8 plus 20 plus 20, it equals 59. Man, and I tell you, I know I told a couple of my siblings that, that I think it's going to be Trump again, because how they love to show you stuff, especially for black people, get you to almost to the finish line and then snatch away your dreams, just like all the movies they give you, just like Queen and Slim. When I even started watching the movie, I already knew what was going to happen, and you don't need gematria to know what's going to happen, but it's just ridiculous, the things that we are, man, this stuff is so sickening. But I keep thinking that, I don't know, this stuff is so double coded, you just never know. But it looks like it is going to be Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to win, and that's my opinion for right now, because Biden, he will be number 46. His son Joe Biden died at the age of 46. He will be the second Catholic president if elected. to date because JFK was the only Catholic president so far to date to be in the White House. And then you got the 59th presidential election, and you have a so-called black woman running as a running mate with Joe Biden. And Negro equals 59. You know, it's just, this stuff is sick. But if anything, it should just let you know that all these people are puppets. Everything that's taking place, everything that's happening to us is scripted. And they're using the scriptures, and especially Hebrews. How can you not want to know that they're using our Bible against us every doggone day? They are using the scriptures. And the Most High is allowing you to see exactly how they are orchestrating everything. I don't know who doesn't want to know that. I don't care what race you are. I don't care how you don't want to know that your whole history is scripted based on a bunch of people that live in the Vatican, the Jesuits, the Catholics, and then all of the black people that have ever given us in history. Looks like they've been sellouts, or they don't know the code and they've been used as pawns. Something is terribly wrong, and it needs to be corrected. And we need to wake up to this code, and we need to start crying aloud and sparing not, because this stuff needs to stop. Moving right along, and I know I done got on some tangents in this video, but this stuff is just really sickening to me, and people still just dismiss it like it's, oh, that's just the way the world works. Yeah, right. Moving right along, even more fascinating is that this cartoon debuted January 15th, 2006, and when you add 1 plus 15 plus 20 plus 06, that equates to 42. On what would have been Martin Luther King Jr.'s 77th birthday. Consider, Oprah has reverse ordinal gematria of 77 and reduction gematria of 77 as well. Further, this call for her to run as president came the day after she accepted the Cecil B. DeMille Award at the Golden Globes, a man who died at age 77 in the year 59, and whose name has gematria of 77 when written as Cecil B. DeMille or Cecil Blount, B-L-O-U-N-T, DeMille, his full name. Following the theme of 77, the Golden Globes are to honor people who participate in theater, a word having ordinal gematria of 77, and they are abbreviated GG, Golden Globes, GG, or 77. G is the 7th letter, okay? Even more, as we learned, Washington, D.C. is located on the 77th meridian, and it is a place where political actors have resided for many moons. Absolutely. Should Oprah go on to win the next rigged selection, consider these points. The next election will be for the 46th president, unless something happens to Trump causing him to be replaced before then. Should that happen, the 47th president would be the 46th person to be president. This detail about the number 46 is important because Oprah gave her speech at the Golden Globes on a date with numerology of 46, January 7, 2018, and when you add 1 plus 7 plus 20 plus 18, that equates to 46. And Golden Globe has gematria of 46 and 199. The latter number being the 46th prime. Further, Winfrey has reduction gematria of 46, and Chicago has ordinal gematria of 46, the city that brought her to fame. Not by chance, on the night of her speech. She began with the year, not by chance, on the night of her speech. She began with the year 64, corresponding with civil rights and being the reflection of 46. It reminds that Barack Hussein Obama has reduction gematria of 64, and he became the 44th president, running on hope, which equates to 44 too, 44 years after the Civil Rights Act in 1964. As we learned earlier, African American, hang on, AFRIC, African American. So, yes, nope, maybe he's absolutely right. African America. Okay, gotcha. African American, probably. Let me check for the septenary cipher real quick. And I do ciphers here, all ciphers. So, where is the septenary? Yep. African American equates to 44 in the septenary cipher. So that is just crazy. So, as we learned earlier, African American sums to 44 in the septenary cipher and was a fateful number for Malcolm X and MLK. So, here's to ending the empty symbolism and racism by the numbers. Are you with me? I hope so. I'm with you, Zach. I'm so ready for this shit to end. It makes no sense. So one more time. So here's to the ending the empty symbolism and racism by the numbers. Are you with me? I hope so. And I hope you'll get this book and begin reading. That is the conclusion of chapter 18. And the next chapter will be chapter 19, of course, but it is admitted and non-admitted weather warfare, 1952 up until now. And man, this information is amazing. Please get these books, read this information, educate yourself to what gematria is, and see how it is affecting your life as well as everyone else's life on this planet, including me. We've all been affected by it. We just didn't know. But now we do know. And now we know what it is. So, thank you and have a good evening. Bye-bye.